Hi, everyone. This is Joe Riggio. Welcome to Socially Joe, episode 39. In this episode, I have my guest, Mr. John Rojas from Bank OZK here, and he's going to enlighten us about a little bit more about banks than we used to know. So I don't want to give too much away, but John, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, thank you, Joe, for the invitation, and thank you, everyone, for listening. And yes, let me tell you a little about myself. I'm going to start with my background. I'm originally from Colombia. It's a country in South America. I've been married for almost 20 years now with two beautiful teenagers. And pretty much my background is about real estate and lending. But let me tell you a little bit about how I became or how everything started, because you probably haven't heard my story before, Joe. I came here to U.S. when I was 16 years old. And I came here with my brother. We went to high school. We started working too. We went to school, and at the same time we started working. Right after high school, I started doing mortgages, and I did it for maybe a year or two, and then I got my real estate license, and then I started investing in real estate. After a couple of years doing real estate, as you know, back in 2008, when the market wasn't the best, I decided to go back to school. I completed my MBA. And that's when I decided to go into commercial lending. I started working with a big bank before, and then I moved to Bank OZK. And currently what I do here is I'm a business developer. I do the commercial lending side. I help all my business clients with all their business needs, and pretty much that's what it is. I'm here to assist all my customers and develop business for the bank.
Sweet. And you do. You actually handle my account, and I love it. So John, I know we're going to go into a lot of questions about banks, and some of it goes over my head. So I know you're going to ground me and figure this out. But I know that banks have different accounts that people can open at a bank. But what are the different accounts that are there that someone can open and utilize with a bank?
Yeah, great question, Joe. There are actually several type of accounts, and sometimes people don't realize the variety of accounts that are out there. There are personal checking accounts where this personal checking account can be used for, if you work for an employer, you have direct deposit, this money can be direct deposited into your account. Usually a checking account comes with a debit card. And the debit card is a tool that you use to withdraw money from your checking account, or you can even use that card as a credit card to make purchases. So that's the most common account out there, is the checking account, the personal checking account. There are also savings accounts, and this is very common for teenagers or for people that would like to maybe put money aside. Usually it is used to, if you don't carry large balances, a savings account is a great account for you to put money aside. The other account that are out there is a money market account, and the money market account is like a savings account. It gives you more, your interest rate is better than your savings account. And this is more for large balances. So if you keep large balances in your account, instead of having a savings account, then a money market account would be a better option. Keep in mind that a savings account and a money market account, there are some restrictions. People can't withdraw or do more than 6 transactions per month. Otherwise, they're gonna get charged a fee for that. So if you think you're gonna be using the account for you're gonna use more than 6 transactions per month, then you rather just go ahead and set up a another checking account and just title it savings, so you can start putting money away into this account. But the main purpose of the savings account is to put money away and save money. Besides the money market account, there's also the HSA account that not many people are very familiar with this account. The HSA account is the health savings account. And this type of savings account, it lets you set money aside on a pre-tax basis to pay for medical expenses, for example. You can use this account to pay for deductibles, co-payments, co-insurance, and some other expenses. So this is great for pre-tax basis, pretty much. And you get a debit card with this account, which is great. Most people use these HSA accounts instead of paying. If you work for an employer and you're getting charged or you're paying a lot for your insurance, HSA is a great option to contribute, because most employers they match every time you put into your HSA account. So it's a good way, to save money, to have there, and you can use it for good options, like I said, for medical expenses, for example, the most common one. The other one is, so that's on the personal side. On the business side, it works very similar, very similar. You have your business checking accounts. And, of course, depending on the type of business that you have or the complexity of your business, there are different business accounts. There's interest checking accounts for businesses. There are accounts where allow you to do more than 215 transactions, depending on how busy your business is. So when it comes to checking account for businesses, there are different options depending on the type of business that the person has. Money market accounts for business, same way. If you want to make sure you put money away on your business, then you have your money market account for the business. Another account that people maybe are familiar with, CD, Certificate of Deposits. And how this CD works? Well, it all depends on the term. Some people put money aside for maybe 10 months or 24 months, and you lock your money for that term. You can't. The purpose of this is for you to earn a better interest rate, but you don't want to withdraw money before that term. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to get penalized. So to avoid any penalized fees, you want to make sure you stay. If your term is for 12 months or 24 months, you want to make sure that you complete that term. You can renew it later, or you can put your money in something else, invest it in something else. But that's pretty much what the CD is. And of course, there are also credit card accounts. People open credit cards for purchases. It's a great benefit for people to have. Most people, what they do is when they go to a bank and open a checking account, and when they get their debit card, they start using this debit card for all their purchases. And one of the recommendations that I tell people is use the debit card only for emergency purposes. If you need to withdraw cash, the debit card is the best way to use a debit card. You don't want to use your debit card for all your purchases, because your debit card is linked to your checking account, and is the easiest way for people to get into your accounts. And that's why I strongly recommend to use a credit card for purchases. So when you go into a bank and you're setting up your checking account, try to set up also a credit card account where you want to use this one just for purchases. And there are a variety of credit cards out there where allows you to get a lot of points, rewards, even travel rewards. I'm sure you're familiar with those credit cards. So that's pretty much the most basic account that most banks offer, Joe.
Awesome. So why is it important to have a banker on your side?
Well, Joe, great question. Because it's very, very important to have someone who understands your business. Someone that can help you determine your company's financial health. If You want someone that is able to take the temperature of of your business financial health. It's like having a doctor. You see, a lot of people have their own doctor. They have their own dentist. You don't go to doctor when you have a problem, right? You want to go to someone that already understands and knows your health, correct? Well,
Correct.
it is, yeah. So it is the same way. It is the same way when it comes to banking. If you own a business, if you are a business owner, you want to make sure that you go to someone that really understands what you do and what your business is all about. So that way, every time you have a question, every time you have an issue or anything in regards to your business, you want to have that to go person, someone that understands, have the knowledge, and can help you succeed for on your business. If you don't want to close your business soon, it is important to have a banker on your side, someone that it can guide you, someone that you can partner with, and it's a free service that banks offer, and people sometimes don't understand that. You business owners, they put their money into into the bank. The bank is using their money. Why not taking the advantage of having someone who can guide you and who can help you, someone who has the knowledge and help you with all your financial needs for your business. So this is why it's important to have always a banker on your side, Joe.
That's awesome. I love it. So let me ask you this, John, because there are different banks out there, and we know the big ones. I'm not going to name their names because we're not going to, but we also have heard of like the smaller banks. So what are the advantages of banking with a smaller bank rather than one of the bigger ones?
Great question, Joe, because I have a lot of people ask me the same question all the time. Hey, I rather go to this big bank. They have so many locations. But let me tell you this, Joe. I can testify to this because I worked for both. I worked for large banks and for small banks. And something that I can tell you is that when you work with a smaller bank, there is more. The personal service is better. People know who you are. If you're looking for restrictions, you're not going to have that much. If you're looking for flexibility, because people nowadays they want flexibility, and one of the things that small banks do is that they're very flexible. So if you're looking for flexibility, small banks is a way to go for a better service.
Nice.
Small bank. What else? Community support, Joe. You want to support your community. Go with a small bank. That's the best way. Potential convenience for customers. Not only that, but competitive fees and rates as well. The majority of large banks do not offer these rates that these smaller banks can offer. And of course, local knowledge, Joe. You want someone who understands the community, understand where you live, and it's always good to have a bank that is, smaller than a bigger bank. That's my opinion on that, Joe.
No, that's all great because the community feel and everything feels a lot better with the smaller banks than larger banks because. Anyway, what kind of loans are out there for business owners? Because right now, obviously, with COVID-19, I know that has been flourishing as nothing.
Yes, Joe. There are so many loans and business loans out there, and we do have with COVID. I don't know if you're familiar with SBA loans, but SBA loans